Alright, y'all, so I just landed. And guess where I am? I am in South Africa. So I'll be in Johannesburg, South Africa for 2 weeks. I'm really excited because I've been trying to do this for a while, at least for the past 2 or 3 years. So it's 4 o'clock in the morning, Friday. So I'm headed to baggage claim to get my stuff. But I am gonna put this camera down until I exit the airport. Cause you know, customs and all that stuff. I don't wanna look suspicious or nothing like that. So I'll see y'all in a bit. What's up, y'all? I have arrived to Doha. It is 5 o'clock here, PM. I got on we took off at 8 o'clock PM yesterday. Now it's 5 o'clock PM today. I literally been flying like for 16 hours or so. Well, it really hasn't been 16 hours because they're like 6 hours ahead of time from Georgia. But you know, I'm tired. The flight was pretty good. It was a pretty good experience. They feed you, y'all. They feed you. The first thing I had was lasagna, a roll, something to drink. A few hours later, then after that, for breakfast, they gave us a spinach and cauliflower pastry. And then for lunch, we had chicken and fried rice. So I'm full. They really be feeding you. But yeah, this is the airport right here. And I'm getting ready to go to transfers because I need to find my flight since it's not on the gate. I'm tired. The airport is really nice. Y'all can check it out. So once I find my gate and get ready to get on a plane, I'm gonna hit y'all up. So I'll see y'all. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Chase Vintage channel. It's good to have you all. It is Sunday, June the 12th, I think. And so right now I'm in South Africa and I'm at the Constitution Hill Museum. This museum has a lot of history. Right here, this is actually the prison, the women's prison. As y'all can see right here, this is when women were locked up back in the day. This prison is no longer active. So here, like I said, this museum has a lot of history, so we're going to be taking a tour, as well as my friend Natalia. She's going to be performing as well. So today you're going to just go with me just to kind of soak up what's going on here. So this here is called Life in a Cell. Who's a criminal? So in here, this here just talks about communal cells. So this is kind of like general population, what we would call in America. So overcrowding was a constant problem in number 4. It was housing twice the number of prisoners that they were designed for. They may have appeared chaotic. They did not sleep well. Bedding, white people had. So this here just talks about, them having 4 sheets, a mattress, pillow, 2 pillowcases, bedding. And then non-whites had 2 sleeping mats and 3 blankets. Minister of Prisons, 1970. Okay. So we cannot touch this here. But you can see the difference. So this is where how black folks had it when they were in prison versus white people that were in prison. As you can see, they really got the bedding going on. It's comfortable. They have makeshift couches, etc. And then here is the toilet. These men were held in number 4 between 1902 and 1983. Do you think they should have been in prison here? Please give us your response. So one was detained for robbery, attempted murder, attack of a warden, and prisoner number 4, in and out between 1899 and 1908. So he was detained for leading the passive resistance movement against past laws for Asians and refusing to carry a pass. He was in prison at number 4, 7 months and 10 days between 1908 and 1913. Detained for not carrying a pass, later for trespassing and not carrying a special pass when he left his employer's premises. So just think about the reasonings, the punitive reasonings of why they were in prison. And just understanding that this was happening in South Africa. Participating in the anti-pass campaign of 1960. leading the Pan-African Congress in anti-pass campaign. So this prison was also housing people that was in the political field. So the community organizers, the community leaders. So do you think they should have been in prison? And then these are just people that are giving their responses. So somebody wrote, a criminal is a person who has been proven to have done wrong by the law. So I do plan to do my response once. Um, I plan to do it once I. So the fine line.
determined based on their ethnicity.
Right,
It
right,
doesn't make any sense.
right.
A large, how should I put it? Part of the mentality of the apartheid regime was they believed it to be scientific. If you're determining diet,
Yeah.
there's no science according to
Right.
should be your weight or how much
Right.
you need for if you're a physically active person.
Yeah.
According to your race, it doesn't make any
Right.
sense.
Yeah.
And I saw it, I was like, what the hell?
And the question was, who was determining that, and what type of qualifications did they even have to force those laws on people in terms of what they should eat when it relates to their ethnicity. Yeah. Yep. And we still got a ways to go,
True. South Africa actually has one of the biggest disparities between rich and poor in the world.
Yeah.
I know you're obviously not from South Africa, but you must have seen how things are.
Yeah, it's very similar to what's happening in the United States too. The disparity, the classism, depending on the location and what part that you're in, you'll see that some areas are heavily resourced than others. And that also playing out in schools too.
100% in
Yeah. So
on one hand, technically people do have access to it, but if they don't have the resources to
Yeah.
access it, there's still a bar between.
exactly. Yeah.
Where it was once illegal for somebody to attend an all-white school, now it's legal, but
Yeah.
you don't have the means to go there.
Right. Exactly. It's not accessible.
Yes, yeah, at all.
Yeah. What's your name?
Masood.
Masood?
Yeah.
I'm Kenyon.
Kimyan.
Yeah.
Nice name.
Thank
What
you.
language is that?
I think I'm not really sure, honestly. I'm not really sure. Yeah. I think the research that I got was that it might have been German. Yeah.
Kimyan.
Yeah. Kenyon.
Kenya. Okay, to be honest, I know a bit of German. The language, the
Yeah.
syntax is a bit strange there, but okay.
Yeah. I have to do some more research on it though. Yeah.
Cool. How long are you going to be in South Africa?
For 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you been enjoying it so far?
Yeah, definitely. I've been taking it in, and we still got more places to look at.
Have you been to Cape Town as yet?
Not yet.
That's the best part of the country.
Yeah, we're
You'll
planning to
enjoy
go. Yeah.
Visit the waterfront for sure, Sea Point, Camps Bay, Clifton is a nice area. But you'll find if you're as conscious of these disparities as I assume you are,
Yeah.
you will see it even worse in Cape Town.
I heard.
I'm telling you.
I heard.
There might as well be a war between people.
Right.
Technically, the architecture, let me put it this way, Johannesburg as a city existed only 200 years after Cape Town existed, and the same policies were in place. So technically, whatever was this regime of apartheid was much more entrenched in Cape Town's architecture, societal architecture, than it was here. Technically, you will have an area where there's only Indian people, only white people, only black people in Johannesburg.
Right.
But in Cape Town, it's much more pronounced. It's amorphous because you can go anywhere you want, but I'm telling you, in the wealthy areas, you will only find a certain group of people.
Yeah.
In the poor areas, only a certain kind of people.
Right.
What I find is that the mountain kind of separates the two.
Yeah.
And there's this psychology. My parents come from a very poor part of Cape Town. My grandfather, for example, he sees the mountain every single day, but he never went there.
Yeah.
You've lived for over 70 years in the city, you've never been to Table Mountain.
Right.
Why not?
Right.
I think it's it's part of the psychology. They don't feel like they should go to this area where only the rich people are.
Exactly.
It's a weird psychology. But you can see how deeply it's entrenched in them.
Right.
So like you said, still a long way to go.
Yeah.
Maybe my generation, if I have children one day, it might change. But I don't know, it's weird. It's very weird sometimes.
Yeah.
If you are in Cape Town, I'm telling you, you will feel it. It's very,
Okay.
And they will like you there. Your accent is different. They like South Africans, we like foreign people sometimes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, man.
All right, I appreciate it. Oh, no problem. I'm just doing a tour. Yeah.
Okay, enjoy.
All right, thank you.
Even if I think anybody going through struggle, you don't have that option of switching off your struggle, switching off your challenges. So please realize that today, while we are sitting in a not so 5-star
All right, y'all. So now we're gonna hear some spoken word pieces. So we have some folks from Palestine,
associated with
South
very
Africa,
talented, local, distinctive artists present from
and you
all
got
variants
artists
under
here,
the
and they're
umbrella
just going
banners.
to bless us with
Today,
um,
we see art
their
in the
spoken
form of
words
resistance.
and things of that nature. And
Artists
it's about
expressing
resistance, y'all.
themselves, capturing and heightening the
So we're
feel
gonna go
of
right
pain
now.
and struggle through various talent. This exhibition comrades that come together to create awareness and educate people about the struggles of the Palestinians, hence Artists in Arms. Today, being here at Cornhill helps us to relate to the apartheid regime, the difficulties of a racial, discriminating, segregational system, the imprisonment the Palestinians feel day in and day out without their basic human rights, regardless of their color, belief, religion, and based solely on one fact, the fact that they are Palestinian. They are stripped of their basic rights. South Africans, you make us proud. You always come out, whether it's in little numbers, in big numbers, during marches, protests, markets, drives, boycotts, fundings, donations, and anyhow you can to support the Palestinians and to prevent the oppression. Thank you for being here today. In unity, there's solidarity from humanity, and eventually we will have victory. Words from a wise man. My humanity is bound up in yours, for we can only be human together. Desmond Tutu. Thank you. Amanda! Awetu! Amanda! Thank you.
Thank you, my nurse. Okay, so after the proceedings where everybody's spoken, we still have a few more people up. I'll be showing everybody around because I've already been starting to do this morning, but for those who are here now and haven't been shown around, we'll have like a tour where we'll break you into smaller groups just for social distancing and take you around so that you can understand the symbolism behind why we're doing what we're doing, the placement of everything, and so on. So my next guest is Ashraf, and Ashraf is here today from Pearls to Paradise. And he's also got some stories of his time in Palestine. Ashraf has been really helpful in this journey. Again, I want to say 3 weeks to make this event is no small feat. And he's really been a guiding light to me at least, and I think for the rest of the team in our process. Ashraf.
Assalamu alaikum to everybody. Peace be upon you. So, when this started, I contacted them.
It took me a while to decide what I was going to say today, because with all the other topics that I speak about, I am directly affected, and in this particular incident I'm not. I am 1,000 miles away from what's happening, and I don't know anybody who's personally affected. So I had to do a whole lot of soul searching, number one, but two, I had to do a lot of research. So the title of my piece, which I'll get to in a moment, is called What Can Happen in 7 Years? And before I start, I'd like to do a background on what has happened in the past 7 years. Firstly, we now have TikTok. So before, that didn't exist, and now it's a revenue that people can use to generate awareness and to generate income. 7 years ago, we didn't have a job title called an influencer. Right? People did not post stuff on social media and through that platform inform and educate other people and also generate an income. 7 years ago, we did not have electric cars and self-driving cars. 7 years ago, we did not have Siri or Athena. 7 years ago, we did not have a malaria vaccine. And just keep that in mind as I go through my piece and think about how things have changed in the last 7 years in your life and in my life. So here goes. What can happen in 7 years? In 7 years, a child is born. It can be by a single parent, a couple that is deeply in love, or through a one-night stand. But in 7 years, a child can be born from birth until they are in primary school. When they're born, they know nothing. They have no expectations. Some of them are quite fearful, but they have around them parents and relatives who love them and care deeply about what they are going to go through. So they spend their times and their nights concerned about how this child is going to grow and how this child is going to develop. And the child finally gets to go to kindergarten, and the parents and the caregiver get to breathe a sigh of relief, because now during the day they don't have to take care of the child. They had their time. They experienced the milestones of the child going mama, dada, or learning how to crawl or learning how to walk. Now they come back and they've learned the alphabet. They've learned numbers, the different colors, how to pronounce and to spell their own name. And finally, they get to go to primary school, and you are filled with so much joy, because this little bundle of joy that you had just 7 years ago has now grown into a child who's ready to take over the world, or so you believe and so you hope. What happens in 7 years? If I think back to 7 years ago, I was still in varsity. It was 2014. I was the chairman of my res. I had just completed my first degree, about to complete my second degree, highly depressed, drinking every single day. But that didn't matter, because we were rushing to get a job. 2016, I started my new job. I remember dressed in a blue suit, white shirt, my favorite blue tie. I walked in there ready to be Harvey Specter, ready to take over the world and close deals in less than an hour. Soon I realized that wasn't going to happen. So at the end of 2017, I quit and I went to become a teacher, and that's what I've been doing for the last 3 years. So I would like to ask you to just think back to what has happened in the last 7 years of your life. What can change and what can happen in 7 years? Trigger alert. In 7 years, Rula was born, Hazan was born, Ibram was born, Rahav was born, Yazan was born, Marwan was born, Isaac was born. And in that 7-year period, aged between 2 to 7, they were born, and of no fault of their own, they are now deceased. 7 years ago was the Gaza conflict that killed 2,155 Palestinians, and I know I'm telling you about statistics that you already know, but I'm simply saying this to put things into context, that 7 years ago there was a wife who lost her husband. 6 months later, she gave birth to their child, who died this year. So in 7 years, she has gone from being a widow to now being alone because her daughter has died, while all of us have carried on living our lives. What can change in 7 years? Because for the people of Palestine, each and every single day, they are losing more of their land. The parents and fathers must sleep with their kids at night to keep them safe from the drone strikes and from the trucks that they are hearing outside. Kids have become depressed and are suffering from post-traumatic stress. They don't go to school, they don't eat. What can change in 7 years? What has happened in your life in the last 7 years? There's a mother in Palestine who's lost her husband, who's lost her child. What are we going to say in 2028 about the state of Palestine? Thank you.
Explaining who she is. So without further ado, I'd like to call Natalia Molebatsi to stage. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, friends. Good afternoon, friends. My name is Natalia Molebatsi. I just want to say thank you to Amina for sharing your story, for sharing yourself. I know it wasn't easy, and your journey is one that takes all of us with you as a South African. When I visited Ramallah, it was a similar story, and it struck so deep because we lived through apartheid. And it struck even maybe 10 or 15 or 100 times more because of how small that area is. Actually, when you look at the map. But that doesn't stop the occupiers to take. There's always more taking. But with the taking, there is resistance and there is resilience. I just want to share a few poems with you. If that can contribute to the day, if that can contribute to the heart. Do not forget to co and inter-exist. In your emerging existence, do not forget to desist our penitentiary solidarity. Do not forget to remember our mothers' struggles at the kitchens. Do not forget las madres de la Plaza de Mayo, mothers of Bisland, Me Emily Lingolo, Kana, Shabra and Shatila shatter my rights into passages of shredded dreams and longing for homes lost, stolen, and yet to be known. But a luta continua. Our struggle goes on. So find at the depth of your days an opportunity to remember Hiroshima, Fallujah, Rwanda, Buipatong, Bhopal. Pain still blinks into my wounded knee, and those scars were robbed off the skin that delicately wraps our faces, leaving no traces of life. So do not forget to remember. This next poem was written when I was asked to write a poem dedicated to the International Day of Happiness. Some years ago, I had no idea that there was such a day. And I felt a little stuck on what to write with all the suffering that we were witnessing. So this is what I wrote for the children of Gaza. I wish you whole, as words water a flower beneath the rays, the yellow rays of yearning. Beyond the reach of growling pains, I wish you inviolable dreams, flourishing under the silent yet attentive gaze of the moon. I wish you a sky open enough and ready for thoughts of light. Simple earthly delights pouring in and out of this moment. I wish you alive, child of Gaza. I wish you alive, child of Jenin, playing a game of cards in the blossoming pathway of unfolding dreams. Here, a wish for you of brave dreamlings touching your eyes at dawn, picking shells along the beach with your brother, on the roof of your home, feeding doves, fitting your wedding gown, marveling at the beat of your sister's heart, laughing at your father's funny stories, happy, harvesting olives and memories. Thank you. Thank you for all your efforts, for showing up. May we continue to show up. May we continue to survive. May we continue to have dreams and aspirations of freedom. Thank you.
Okay. I think that brings us to the end of our formal proceedings for the day. I just want to say again, to those who've joined us a bit late, I'm incredibly proud of every single one of the organizers, the people on this team. We've become like, we came from like being super formal and awkward around each other to like making chai jokes and just getting to know each other. It's been amazing, and through this organization, I kept telling my team, like, guys, our first objectives was spreading awareness and education, and we did that within our group already. So I just hope that you guys feel proud of yourselves the way I feel really proud to work with each of you today. So now that the formal proceedings are done, we're going to have a bit of a break until our auctions start. In the meantime, whoever would like a tour of the area where I can explain vendors, because we haven't had the time to do that, anybody else from the team, and all our guests, esteemed guests today, please join me over here where we can, or at the entrance rather, where you guys walked in through the small passage. Join me over there, then we'll split you guys into smaller groups just for social distancing, and we can take you around the premises and give you a more impactful experience just to explain everything that's going on. Okay, but again, thank you so much for coming today. Thank you to our sound guys, much appreciated, unsung heroes. And just enjoy the rest of the afternoon. We'll see you just now at the auction.
Oh, I have no idea how it's like. I'm not second video.
Yeah, but look here. How are we gonna call it? A Sophia? These two.
Yeah.
They don't fit.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Okay. Guys.
I just want to say, pleasantly moment. I feel like a freaking celeb. Gosh.
You are a celeb.
Wait, he's taking a photo.
The artists are signing their beautiful work that they created. The photographer.
I want a picture of you. Pull down your mask, please.
Put that Coca-Cola aside. I know we drink Coca-Cola, but let's. Yeah. In fact, I think I'm gonna have one. Oh, look at that. Oh, thank you so much, friends. So now, how are we? Do you have a box for it?
The box is here. I will get the box.
Okay.
I'll be back.
So my friends just bought this puzzle here, and we have them to sign it, which is absolutely nice.
Yeah, no, with the two celebrities. No, that's it. Actually, one on that side. Oh, the backlight. Let's go this side. Oh, the shadows. Try the other side. Maybe on this side. Oh, this is gonna be such a, this is a collector's item. Let me take off my mask and my sunglasses so, for the photographer.
Alright, so right here, I got LB getting a henna tattoo done. all of them at Henna Wizard. And you can choose from 5 set designs for 100 rands per hand. I don't know why we singing that, but
it's a woman who makes sculptures through, this is like woodwork. Come stand here. And my bag is tearing. Oh, okay. Okay, put it down there. We're gonna leave all of these things in the car in a little while. Go stand there, sister, now. Okay. I want you to take a picture of you. I'll look at all.
Later.
I said they got ribs and wings. Huh? Oh Lord. Oh, so this the mall.
Yeah, this is the mall.
Smash Burger.
The mall and huge.
Go there, it just takes a while. Oh, I don't know. Try it, press the number. So sit down. Just one story go up. Came up to your preference.
So this like where all the banks are?
Yeah, they have the whole.
The Mall of Banks.
No, but they just remember they don't have standalone banks. They don't have standalone. Yeah, you go to the mall and find it all.
Sorry about that. Yeah. have all the vendors here on the street. They have some amazing, amazing, amazing work. Hi, how's it going? Good. Nice.
Where are you from, Mikey?
I'm from the USA, the United States.
Okay, nice meeting you.
So,
All do these things, handcrafted, everything.
nice, nice.
So you made the African bread.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
That's
Big
really
ones and there's
nice.
also small ones.
Nice. Okay, we'll check you out.
Yes. You can check it out on Instagram. We are recording artists to see. Skin you the essay.
Okay,
See?
cool.
Do music, you teach people about Rastafari, you teach them everything.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
nice.
Everything we do is art. Artistic.
Cool. Thank you.
Design everything from scratch. Shoes,
Mhm.
everything. Some of them get them from Jamaica.
That's nice.
But this one is homemade. We did this alongside with this chair.
That's nice. You're great. You're awesome.
Yes, yes.
What about the last season? Where are those coming from? Enough scouts.
That lady that was here, but now I make some of those.
What do you make?
Cool.
What kind do you make?
The smaller ones.
Look at that lion.